So if adults are having a hard time with phone usage and screen time, how's it affecting our kids?
Well, I can tell you, all the research I've done in my book, and also from working as a school counselor and private practice therapist with teenagers and preteens for 25 years, it's the biggest problem I've seen in 25 years. I have more kids referred to me per year with major anxiety issues, middle-aged school kids, per year than the previous 20 years combined.
And you think that anxiety stems from?
100%.
Really?
100%. All the
100%.
research is now showing that.
Wow.
So are there actual changes going on in these kids' brains?
There absolutely is. So it's called neuroplasticity, which is the greatest breakthrough in modern day psychology. So if you look at a brain, there are these things called neural pathways. They look like tree branches. Each of those tree branches is critical to human functionality. You need one to be able to communicate like we are right now. You need one to socialize. You need one to listen and so forth. What happens is with any human brain that's involved for 3 hours or more per day in any highly stimulating world, the brain will grow new neural pathways to adapt to that environment. And we know that the average kid is spending 9 hours a day, so their brains are changing.
That's a lot. So in your expert opinion, what's the appropriate, phone usage time for a kid?
Yeah.
What's appropriate?
So the American Academy of Pediatrics, they recommend for children 2 years old and under, 0 hours a day.
Yeah,
Okay.
2 and under, okay.
2 and under, you're right.
Okay.
From age 2 to 8, they recommend 1 hour a day, no more than an hour a day for entertainment purposes. And for anyone over the age of 8, no more than 2 hours a day. Think about how ambitious that is if we're spending 9 hours.
We're not even close to that.
Yes.
So what is the appropriate age to give your kid a cell phone? Because all parents think that it's like a safety thing. You're this age, now you can have a cell phone. What do you think is the right age to do that?
All right, so here's answer number one, what I call the loaded answer. And I say this at every lecture I give, okay? And it's kind of like all right, so the appropriate age is when you feel comfortable with your child watching pornography.
Oh.
Right? But nobody ever you don't look at it like that.
No,
but if you think a 13-year-old boy.
Never.
But does that go for girls and boys, or?
Well, that's really more directed towards boys. That's more boy will. But I'm glad I got that reaction. Right. So the real answer to that is, if we can delay our kids until late adolescence. All right. Now I'm not giving an age. Late adolescence, because right now the average age is 10.3 years old. The kids are getting smartphones, and everybody knows that's crazy.
Yeah.
But we do it anyway.
We do it anyway.
But we got to get to that point.
So once they have the phone, we've opened Pandora's box.
Sure.
So what can parents do to just help, mitigate some of the usage and some of the things that could go wrong? Yeah.
So that is the biggest question that I'm asked, okay? Well, my kid already has it. They're on social media, they're on Snapchat, they're on Instagram, and so forth. The reason, everybody knows what to do. We got to pull the plug, all right? But the problem is, the idea of doing so, we know as parents, I'm a parent, we know as parents what the reaction is going to be. The kids are going to go berserk.
That reaction?
And that's what it is. It's just blown out of proportion, and we want to believe that we can kind of just, coach our kids to it. The reality is this: our kids cannot control themselves with these things. No. We have to control them for them.
But when every other kid has got it in school, you start to get that pressure, and you got to deal with your kid with that kind of thing. Oh my God, mom, dad, everyone else has it. Then you've got it there. So. What are the warning signs? You've given your kid the phone, you're doing the best you can. How do you know your kid might be addicted? What should you look out for?
Your child was involved in sports, playing soccer, playing football, playing baseball. And all of a sudden, they're not all that interested in that anymore, and all they want to do is go on their phones. All they want to do is go on their iPads and play their video games. That's a warning sign. School performance lowering, constant arguing and tension in the household, school avoidance issues, sleep issues.
That sounds like every teenager out there.
Yeah, no, I know.
It also sounds like a lot of addiction behavior, even from substances, right? The kids lose interest in sports, lose interest in school. They kind of isolate to themselves.
What should they do when they start to see those symptoms?
So what parents have to do is parents have to take action. So if the kid already has the phone, ideally we want to really pedal that back as best we can. Some ways of doing that: never allow your child to have any kind of electronic devices in the bedroom, period, at all. Not even for a minute. And everybody sleeps with these things. Number one, send your kid to school without the phone. Well, I get the question all the time. Well, what if something happens at school? What are you going to do, throw a cape on and come swooping in over the police barricades and do something?
Oh, my gosh. All right, so, you're saying don't give a kid a phone till a certain age. Definitely don't send them to school with a phone.
I'll tell you some more.
No.
Even the car ride to school, when I look in the rearview mirror, you see every teenager like this with their head down and the earphones in. Those 5-minute car rides to school is critical, fertile ground for developing a relationship between parent and child. It's been relinquished to the phones.
So how do kids and adults get over their digital addictions?
So the only way to get over our digital addictions is to recognize that there's a problem.
Right.
And parents, number one, have to recognize we have a problem too here. It's not just the kids. We're spending a lot of our time with our kids. We're kind of becoming weaker as parents. I hate to say that, but we are. It's easier to just put our kids to the side and do our own thing.
Right.
So we have to recognize that when we're in the household with our kids, the car, the dinner table, we got to put our own stuff down.
Okay.
All right? And we got to start getting the family back together as a family. Because what is a family?
Yeah.
A family, by definition, is 4 individuals that love each other and communicate like we do.
Gotcha.
And I love you guys, you know that.
Right. Thanks for communicating.